Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope and I am here with the messages you need to hear today. We have 3 piles to choose from. The question is, what can't they admit? What do they refuse to admit? So, without further ado, I will flash an image up for you to choose from, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and we will get into the messages. Alright, pile 1, welcome to your reading. I have 3 runes, 3 Rider-Waite, and 3 El Goliath Tarot cards pulled for you. Right away, the first thing that sticks out to me that these people or this person cannot admit is your growth. And especially what I'm hearing is your healing, the kind of growth you get through healing. I keep getting this image of freshly sprouting green onions or something, and this person is coming by, trampling over this sprout, and then trying to shit talk like, oh, look at it, it's dying, oh, it's never gonna grow up, it's never gonna amount to anything, and they're just like grinding their heel into it. But I see, despite all of that, which I do see it hurts, I see this rune here, which has this meaning of blister, or like a boil, or it can also mean torch, which is something that can hurt. And coming out underneath that, we have the Queen of Wands reversed. And then underneath that, we have the hidden inner strength, the shadow cat, which depicts a kitten in front of a tree, and the shadow that is being cast from this cat is like a roaring panther. And what is so interesting is that we see the same black cat on the Queen of Wands card that is inverted. So this person, it's like almost the reverse of your energy. So you may seem like a little sprout on the surface, but there is this intense power and energy behind you. Whereas this person tries to present themselves like a panther or a puma or whatever, but really they're just a little scared black cat on the inside. This person, I feel like they hurt you because they see your potential and your power within you, and they feel the need to just stamp it out. They don't want to see you amount to anything, because then it really shines a light on their own deficiencies. And more specifically, what I'm hearing is the fact that the lies that they told themselves, that they couldn't achieve anything, that there's, because this person is a show off, but they're a fake. Sorry, excuse me. This person just feels like they can't even express themselves or be their true self. And they don't like other people who are able to be their full, authentic self. This person, they don't like themselves. They don't feel like they would ever be loved or adored or accepted for who they truly are. They're not growing this cat into a panther. They're hiding this down, trying to be like, I'm a lion, I'm a lion. And they're not. They're just a liar, not a lion. So what I see under this Logos rune, and I see the 9 of Cups upright, as well as the Page of Pentacles upright, which to me is like, you've already achieved a lot. You have the capacity to be deeply satisfied in your own growth and your capacity to grow. I think you, I feel like this person just can't admit your growth. They can't admit, possibly in a way, that you have overcome way more than this person ever did. Like, because what I'm feeling is like a psychic internal battle, psychic internal growth. Like, maybe this person who can't admit the truth to you, maybe they have certain materialistic measures of success, and I mean, they really cling on to that for dear life, to gain any kind of internal self-worth. And so maybe you're not a materialistic person, maybe you're a more spiritual person, and therefore you're not, your whole self-concept and all of your self-worth is not tied up into what kind of car you're driving, what kind of house you live in, these really finite measures of worth. I think that you hold a lot of wisdom that you've gained through your capacity to transform. And there's just this deep satisfaction. I feel like you are really content and satisfied with yourself. It's something you're proud of. You're proud of, all of the different relationships that you've grown through, relationships that you've fostered, even if these were relationships that ended up, breaking off or dissolving. You're proud of the fact that you got out of those situations. You're proud of the fact that you were able to gain wisdom from those situations. This is something this person can't do. I'm like, this person is so insecure, and that's why they can't admit to you that they envy you a little bit. They wish that they could be you. But at the same time, they're like, oh my God, I would never want to be her, kind of, or I never want to be him, never want to be them. Because they're scared. That's what I get. This person is actually like a scaredy cat on the inside. I'm hearing scaredy cat, and tries to pretend to be a lion, to be like a force to reckon with, but they can't even admit to themselves who they are. So they can't admit who you are because they can't even admit who they are. They can't admit the fact that they had a choice and they chose to abandon themselves. They chose to forsake their internal growth in favor of adopting a self-concept that is not authentic to who they truly are. So then I see that there's a deep desire within this person to ignore these natural born gifts that you were born with. And I see it's two different gifts that kind of play off of each other. The first one I feel like is a lot of luck, and I feel like spirit guides protecting you. I think that you have a lot of opportunities. You have these very lucky, serendipitous kind of opportunities that will pop up for you. And of course, it's because people can see your worth. Other people can see your worth. This person, they see your worth, but they don't want you to see your worth. They don't want you to realize that you have a very powerful intuition, that you have a very powerful connection with your guides, that, if you're in a situation that is truly not meant for you, shit will hit the fan. And that may seem like not very lucky. However, it is lucky in that you get out of that situation. Whereas like this other person would just suffer and save face as much as they can, or even just, again, like alter that self-concept to neutralize the energy around them, to maybe like manipulate other people. So I feel like this person has the capacity to kind of play a character that switches up depending on the group that they're around, and not like this person truly has this multifaceted personality. I just mean like they're fake. They literally fake their personality to get by, whereas your guides protect you. They protect your authenticity, they protect your energy, they protect your gifts, because they don't want people who don't deserve them to have access to them. So they will remove you, and it may seem chaotic, and yet you always come out on top. Again, you always come out with this 9 of Pentacles upright, where you're just deeply satisfied and content with your journey, your growth. So if I could tell you anything, if I could summarize this for you, your power is your capacity to grow spiritually. Your power are these gifts from your ancestors, from your spirit guides, of always being guided and protected. Rejection is divine protection, right? That's saying you can see clearly. And I'm hearing, actually, even if you aren't seeing clearly, even if you are blind in a situation, your guides are still moving you through it. And by the time you come out of that situation, you can see clearly. And you'll never be blind to that thing ever again. Whereas this person, they'll just be in denial of the fact that they were ever blind. Just completely no growth from this person. And I feel like they're constantly throwing negative energy your way. I feel like this person probably is like gossiping or slandering you, making shit up to people you don't even know, people who don't even know you. Like there's kind of almost an obsession that this person has, and they're coming through as the Queen of Wands reverse, a little bit obsessed with talking poorly about you, because there's some kind of like mental illness or something going on there. They deeply insecure, possibly could have some narcissistic traits, that kind of thing, where they pretend to have this really huge ego. They can't accept the fact that they are deeply, deeply, deeply insecure, and are constantly stabbing their inner child in the heart. Every decision, every thought that they have, they are betraying themselves. And you don't play that game. You'll grow and grow and grow, no matter how many times this person tries to twist their heel in your little onion sprout. It's just going to continue growing. So these have been your messages, Pile 1. I hope that they were useful. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye. Welcome, Pile 2, to your reading. So let us dig into and find out what this person or these people, what can't they admit? What do they refuse to admit? So right off the bat, I see you have the Fate rune. You have the blank rune coming out along with Fehu. When I see this blank rune, I know that you have a powerful destiny. You have a great amount of worth. And so right away, that's what I feel like these people are denying, the fact that you actually have a destiny. And I see that around this unorthodox energy that you have. You have a capacity to go within yourself and still your mind and think very clearly, very intuitively. I see you have this capacity to nurture yourself, to manifest things, and to really manifest through your mindset, to transform yourself in a way that is conducive to where you want to be in life, which is very difficult. It's actually very difficult for people to do, even though you'll see all over the internet people talking about manifestation, saying, oh, your thoughts create reality and blah, 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 blah. And that's only a part of it. You can't just completely rely on thoughts, but you understand the way you can create momentum to where taking those actions in order to manifest things becomes a lot easier. And it's not a way where you have to really force yourself, like how some people are literally developing like a form of OCD, of hyper monitoring their thoughts and trying to change themselves to where it really just becomes like they are attacking themselves. You have a way of really flowing into the right state of mind and properly aligning yourself and balance. That's what I'm hearing, is a deep balance and discernment of what path to go in life, what seeds to nurture within yourself and within other people around you. So I feel like these people, I really doubt that they even would be perceptive enough to understand this dynamic that you have going on. But just the fact that they are very impressed by it and they see this, the way that this manifests in you externally, they receive that as evidence of your destiny, of your fate for something higher and grander. I feel like you have had the strength to break free from cults or dogmatic religions or even a traditional education system. And honestly, all of that could be kind of tied in to each other. I think a lot of these people felt like you needed to live a very traditional lifestyle in order to be financially secure and establish yourself. But you see things from a much broader, higher perspective. You understand that experience must be accumulated for wisdom to truly be developed. And so if you are just following the instructions or guidance of somebody else who claims to have authority, you're not really gaining the wisdom for yourself. You're just following directions. So you don't truly understand where that person is coming from who's supposedly giving you this guidance, supposedly feeding you all of the right answers. It's not necessarily going to be catering towards you, and especially going back, catering to your destiny. So Fehu, it is where this Proto-Indo-European root word for fee, but it can also mean kettle. And that's kind of what I was hearing at first, was the pot calling the kettle black, I think is the saying. Look at that pot calling the kettle black. Like, I just feel like, oh, hypocrite for sure, right? Because I didn't even tell y'all, but we have the Hierophant reverse, which is definitely hypocrite energy. Because I feel like these people want to say, you're not wise, you don't have wisdom, that they're wise. But like I said, I gave that example of like, if somebody's just feeding you the quote unquote right answers, then you're really not wise. You're just following directions. You didn't think your way to that conclusion yourself. You're the one who's lacking the critical thinking skills to even explain why that was the right choice, right? Because these people, because they lack so much wisdom, they can't even look at all of the unique elements of yourself and your life and your destiny to really give you a personal, tailored advice or wisdom that's truly going to bless you and guide you in life. These people really want to deny your capacity to make money your own way, to find financial life stability your own way, to find your own truth, your own spiritual wisdom your own way. That you have this more primordial connection to spirit that, you know, no kind of initiation is truly going to feel right and feel like home for you, because you are moving from deeper truths where certain things are just not going to be labeled neat and nice for you, where certain things are going to stay in this more feminine arena where it's very like etheric, and it's not going to be able to be named or manifested into a physical plane, if that makes sense. You can think of religion as like the masculinized, materialistic translation of non-physical, feminine, spiritual, just pure experience. Of pure just knowingness. Like, this is giving claircognizance out the ass, honestly. Very primordial, powerful, you just know. You don't know how you know, you just know. You just move. It's like butterflies migrating. You just go. You're like magnetized. So then we see the Temperance card upright and the Ten of Wands, which to me is definitely saying you've done enough to have truly proven these people wrong. That when you trusted yourself, you are the one who pulled yourself out of these overburdening situations. These almost like you could have suffered from mental illness, you could have suffered from a drug addiction, you could have suffered from toxic friends, just anything that was breaking you down. And somehow it's like you have learned how to transmute these horrific experiences, these soul draining, soul burdening experiences. You've translated that into gold. You have turned that into your worth. You aren't ashamed of what a black little kettle you are. You love black. You understand. Again, black is this primordial color. It's a symbol of the world before the world, the void. You are not ashamed of your past or where you've come from. And these people just don't want to admit to you how amazing and how much that is evidence of your fate and your destiny to succeed and to be great. And honestly, what I'm seeing is this is how you are ordained through God to have the power and the right to heal people and to actually guide people and to actually be a source of wisdom and advice for people, because you did not run away from your burdens, from your past, from your trauma, from your shadow. You learned to not just embrace it, but alchemize it into pure healing medicine. And this person, this hypocrite, or this group, these people could also be a whole entire family or family network. They are pure hypocrites. They don't know the wisdom behind the decisions they're making. They are just following directions. They are just doing what they are told. These people do not have critical thinking skills, probably have zero reading comprehension. They only have the capacity to just memorize things. Whereas you are like a philosopher. You can truly reflect. And that's what these people are honestly afraid of, right? So what is a blank stone, right? This rune, what is a blank stone except something that can reflect back at you? It's not giving you anything. It's just showing you, yeah, it is your destiny to reflect and to gain wisdom, and therefore share that with people, because it is a powerful source of healing. You have a destiny to be an earth angel right here, right now, delivering the messages of the divine to other people through your work, however that may apply to you specifically, whoever's watching this. So I think that's all that I have to say about this. The messages was quite clear and concise. So I'm going to stop it here. Thank you so much. Make sure you like the video, comment, especially if you watched all the way to the end. Share this to whoever you think might need it. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hello, pile 3. I almost said pile 2. Hello, pile 3. I knew, I just had a feeling based on the question that I proposed for this reading that there was going to be a messy romance pile, and this seems like that pile. We have 2 runes, and we have 3 Rider-Waite and 3 El Goliath Tarot here for you. We have the Horse rune and the Gift rune. We also have Hermit reversed, 5 of Pentacles upright, and the Knight of Wands reversed. Clarifying underneath this, we have the Lovers, we have the 10 of Swords reversed, and we have the Hermit reversed. This person, I feel like this person betrayed you. This feels very distinctly like a romance connection that betrayed you. It seemed like a very immature, impulsive, hot-headed, possibly violent, very probably a cheater who stabbed you in the back. And I think that this person really internalized a certain amount of pain that they were trying to project onto you and act like bitter and angry to you, like you were the one who was taking advantage of them, even though this person seems like an absolute terror. Now, I find it so very interesting that we have both Hermit cards from this deck, both coming out reverse, which to me is like this person doesn't want to admit to the fact that their life is worse without you in it. When they are by themselves, they actually hate themselves. They can't admit to themselves that you are so much better off without them. You are so much more powerful when you are moving forward. Seeing that you are literally a gift wherever you go. So in light of these Elder Futhark runes, which are Nordic, the horse is probably the most important animal in Indo-European spirituality, Proto-Indo-European spirituality, Nordic, even Celtic spirituality. Even, I believe, in America, if you stole somebody's horse, you would be put to death. Like, it was the worst thing you could do, because you're almost damning that person who you stole their horse to death, because now they can't get where they need to. And it's also coming out with Gebo, which is gift. So you are literally a gift. When you go into people's lives, you provide them with movement. You provide them with possibility, with opportunity, with the ability to accomplish things. And I just feel like this person didn't want to admit to how wise you were, especially didn't want to admit to how much inner strength that you had, how capable you were, how selfless you were, how valuable your perspective was, and didn't want to admit that it was your advice and your perspectives and your guidance that was giving them any amount of success in their life. And more importantly, I feel like this person doesn't want to admit the fact that they're still in love with you in whatever way their feeble little heart is capable of doing that. This person is truly heartbroken and in deep, deep regret for betraying you. And I feel like the worst betrayal that they did was run their mouth to absolutely everyone. And I'm also hearing running their booty cheeks across everyone, which is nasty. But I feel like, especially with the Knight of Wands, that's what I'm hearing. They completely fucked up. They completely fucked up. They completely fucked up the relationship. And the thing is, I feel like you're not as distraught and destroyed as they hoped or expected you to be. And so that really, really humbled them. Like you bounced back. Like you're secure in yourself. I don't know why I keep saying, like, you're secure in yourself. You know how to, you're just like the hermit. You're detached from you're detached from the world. You're not so affected by the external world because you have such a vast and developed internal world. You can just be by yourself and be with your thoughts and be at peace. You know, I feel like it could be almost like a hobby or like a favorite pastime for you to just ruminate, just be in a comfortable space with like a cup of coffee or tea or whatever, and just relax and just let your mind go and just think and analyze and process. Like, you could be a life path 7. This person just does not want to admit that you are wise. That, you know, I almost feel like this person was trying to copy your personality or your energy a little bit, and probably some of this gossip that they were spreading was like, oh, my partner gets it all from me. She pretend, or he or she, whatever, pretends to be so wise and so intelligent and so spiritual and so detached, but they're just copying me. And obviously, when you pull your energy back and you go away from this person and they no longer have access to you, that facade starts to crumble really quickly. This is so cringy. I don't even know anything else I could say about this. Like, this person was unfortunately the best or most appealing that they ever were going to be when they were in a relationship with you. I feel like the disgusting, vile inner world of this person, it is already completely leaking out like a heavy black cloak of tar that they cannot wash off. And I'm hearing tarred and feathered. This person is humiliated because their lies are so exposed, and the more time and space that y'all have spent apart just reveals that you were this hermit, you were this wise hermit all along, that you were alone by choice. That's what I'm hearing. It's like you're not desperate to be surrounded by a bunch of people or have the external validation of a bunch of people because you're so secure in yourself. I know I keep repeating that, but like, you are the horse, you are the gift, you are the thing that moves people from one place into another. You are the only gift worthy of giving to the gods. That's what the horse is. Which sounds so dramatic, but I mean, this is this person's perspective too. They feel like you are a gift worthy of the gods, but unfortunately, that means they want to literally sacrifice you. They want to eat you. They want to become you. They want to wear you. And that's disgusting. I feel like you honestly didn't even really need this reading. You probably already know. But if you've been having nightmares of this person or feeling them pulling on your energy in whatever kind of way, you know it's because this person is seriously hurting, seriously regretting what they have done, that they seriously messed up an opportunity of a lifetime, that they didn't fool anyone. Maybe only temporary, maybe only stupid people who were young. But now, as time is progressing, people are getting older, prefrontal cortexes are starting to develop. Everyone sees this person for what they are: a tarred and feather loser, an absolute backstabbing, lying, slimy, vindictive bastard. And you were just living your life, minding your own business, enjoying your peace. Your favorite pastime is just almost meditating, which is about as non-problematic as it gets. So these have been your messages. I hope that they were useful and healing to you. If you watched all the way through, like the video, comment, subscribe, share this video to somebody you think it would help. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye.